Guys, what is going on? It's been a long time since I've done an NXT video. It's going to be my review for this week's edition of NXT, the June 7th, 2017 edition of the show. And I thought this was a really strong, solid edition of NXT. I felt like in the last couple of months, I'm really coming off the heels of just the amount of talent acquisitions and new storylines and feuds that have been developing. NXT has really come back to form, and I am really looking forward to what is in store down the pipeline, particularly for the Brooklyn show, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Those shows really always deliver. Sometimes they out-deliver even SummerSlam itself, so when it comes to the weekend of August 19th, that is, couldn't think of a better way to end the summer for myself with TakeOver and SummerSlam on back-to-back nights. So it should be a great weekend. I already felt like on this show we had hints of what was to come down the line for TakeOver Brooklyn 3. So a solid, just really solid edition of NXT tonight. And that's why I wanted to do a review for you. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I haven't really talked about the NXT Weekly product in a while, but tonight I felt the need to make this review. So without further ado, let's talk about what took place on NXT this week. We kicked things off with Heavy Machinery taking on Lars Sullivan and Victor Andrews. I thought this was a nice little match, really just showing off more of what Heavy Machinery is capable of. Dozovic and Tucker Knight, they had this guy named Victor Andrews in a bear hug, and they just continued to apply pressure to the lower back, and they just tossed him around, and they hit the belly-to-belly suplex on him. They did the little sandwich pose in the middle of the ring, which I like. These guys, they're just so full of fun. They're just a fun-loving tag team. They just love to go in there and clean house, and that's exactly what they did in this match. They hit their finish on Andrews for the win. And after the match, I like the fact that they've done this before with Lars Sullivan. I see potential in this guy. I don't know what it is about him, but he's got a look. He's a big guy. He's got the beard going. And we'll see where they go with him. But he completely obliterated and annihilated his tag team partner. He was like, "You lost this match because you wanted to tag yourself in, so as a result, that's what you get." So keep an eye on him. He's somebody to watch out for. But Heavy Machinery, I think they are setting them up as the next potential opponents for the Authors of Pain. I think that would be a very physical, hard-hitting match. Knight and Dozovic versus Toka and Akam and Razor. So yeah, I'd be all for that if that is the next match, for Brooklyn 3. We'll have to see if we get there or how we get there. But I just feel like the seeds are being planted for that eventual showdown. So, good way to start the show by me. We then had what I thought was a nice back-and-forth promo battle exchange of dialogue between Roderick Strong and Bobby Roode. It started with Roddy coming out, talking about his story, of how he was eventually accepted by the NXT universe, and, he has a fiance, and he's a proud father, and, it's no longer Roddy against the world. It's him, his wife, and his son against the world. And he said his eventual goal was to go after that NXT championship. And before he could even begin talking about that, the music hit. The piano hit. Glorious. The glorious NXT champion himself, Bobby Roode, came out. Thought he got some nice heat on himself tonight by calling out Roderick Strong, pretty much saying, "You're a good hand, Roddy. You're just a really good hand, but you're not, you should just stay where you're at. You should not come after me and challenge me for my NXT championship." Because Roode, he's trying to play himself off as cocky, arrogant SOB. And I think that came across nicely here. It intrigued me in seeing a program down the line. Like I said, you can save it for Brooklyn. Maybe it'll happen on an episode of NXT. But the point being is, Roderick Strong, Bobby Roode program. I like the way that they've built up Roderick Strong's character as somebody you can get behind now that we know who he is. And wanting to see him go after that championship, it would make sense to see him as the next logical challenger for Bobby Roode's championship. So I like the promo segment that we had here between Bobby Roode, and Roderick Strong. Good stuff all around. We had the announcement that on next week's edition of NXT, we're going to be getting a rematch from TakeOver Chicago. It's going to be a triple threat elimination match between Asuka defending her championship versus Peyton, Royce, and Nikki Cross. And we also got the news that was announced a couple weeks ago that Ember Moon will be making her way back. So once again, planting the seeds for potential rematch between Asuka and Ember Moon. I could see that taking place at Brooklyn 3. A lot of different possibilities. Look forward to the triple threat elimination match. I don't see Asuka losing. I really don't. I still think the person to beat her will be probably Ember Moon or potentially the winner of the women's tournament. We still don't know what the winner of that tournament will be, but perhaps a shot at Asuka's NXT Women's Championship would make sense to me. So we'll see what direction they go in. Speaking of the women's division, Peyton Royce versus Sarah Logan. And, not too bad of a match here. Standard, average. Peyton Royce was able to pick up the win on Logan. She hit a fisherman's suplex for her win. Sarah Logan, I don't know if we've seen her before. I believe this was her first match on NXT. It was a nice debut for her. She showed some potential and definitely like to see more of her down the line. So, not really too much to say about that. But what was interesting was they showed Andrade San Almas leaving the building last week after his loss, just going out and just pretty much forgetting about it, not taking it too seriously, going out to party on the town. And eventually we saw Thea Trinidad make her NXT debut. There were rumblings about her coming in and potentially, one of the ideas floated around was perhaps linking her up with Andrade as the mouthpiece, as a manager. From what I'm hearing, I think that would be a good idea. I like what they've done with Almas as a heel, but I think if you give him that mouthpiece, that extra boost potentially to get him to the next level, I think putting Tia with him would be the right move to make. So they obviously teased that there. She got right up in his face and slapped him across the face. So that is a storyline development to watch and see where it goes. And I like that about NXT. It keeps things simple and easy to follow along. It doesn't get too convoluted or what have you. So that is something definitely to keep your eye on. We then had Hideo Itami versus Oni Lorcan. My favorite match of the night. I love this match. Short, fun little match of just two hard-hitting guys going out there and literally beating the hell out of each other. I mean, just the slaps to the chest and the face that these two were exchanging back and forth amongst each other was fun to watch, and I love the way that they didn't go all out, but they teased a heel turn from a frustrated Hideo Itami who hit four go-to-sleeps on Oni Lorcan. I mean, he was going to go for another one until the referee said, no, that's enough. Cassius Ono would come down to the ring, tease a bit of tension between him and Itami, because I thought they were on the same page after Hideo's backstage outburst post TakeOver Chicago, but Itami pushed Ono, and heel Hideo Itami is something that I've wanted to see for quite a while, and it looks like they're going in that direction, so that is something I'm really intrigued to see happen and take place here on NXT. I feel like I just see it in him, and I know it could work. That's just something that I instantly see, and I liked what I saw here. Just that vicious nature that Hideo displayed on his face, just with his looks and mannerisms. He's got it down pat, and let's see where they go. Let's see where they go with this. Definitely teasing a match between him and Cassius Ono. Due to their friendship, and now maybe Hideo going back on his word. We'll see where this storyline develops, but definitely my favorite part of the show tonight. Finally, No Way Jose versus Killian Dane. Decent main event. Like I said, if I was putting the order of the show together, I would have rather have seen the Hideo segment close out match. Just thought it was a better match, but this was all right. Dane picked up the win. Very dominant over No Way Jose with the Ulster Plantation. Hit that on Jose, and he's your winner. Sanity had a good showing tonight, and like I said, I thought this was a good episode of NXT. Like I said, there was a lot of development. Like I said, I really enjoyed the promo with Roderick Strong, Bobby Roode, Heavy Machinery. I thought I had a good night. Sanity standing tall. Hideo Itami teasing a heel turn on the Roderick and almost being linked up with Trinidad. And like I said, the announcement of the women's triple threat elimination match next week. There's a lot to look forward to, a lot going on NXT. So that's why I wanted to get this review up here. And if I had to give a grade for last night's, or should I say tonight's edition of NXT, I would give it a B-. It was a good show this week. So that is it, guys, for my NXT review. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Be sure to follow me for my live tweeting on Twitter, at DanielGuys412. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. And I will be back up here again with another video very soon. So that is it, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care and have a great rest of your day.